Hello and welcome to a new video. Today we're gonna take a look at Lurantis in the Open Ultra League. This Pokemon needs to be fully XL and we got this here right now as well. Finally was able to build it. And yeah, we're going to have a team here, double grass in the back, having a lead that's going to be able to beat those flying type Pokemon. Going to be amazing as you're going to catch a charge move from the opponent. Double resisted Sacred Sword coming onto our Trevenant as you're going to bait out the Warren here. This team was a lot of fun, had a great success actually with this one. It was a lot of fun playing this one here, as you're going to be able to encounter now this Warring, going to go for one Icicle Spear, and we just barely get to the Seed Bomb, which is going to be amazing for us, of course. I think I still played them while I was at the EOIC, but I'm not sure about this one. We're going to see here the Verizon coming in, and we're going to be able to go ahead and just go into our Lurantis. We're going to be able to take those Sacred Swords pretty easily, and we're going to bait out now the Shadow Charizard. First move coming through here going to be the Weather Ball. Let's see what we can do here. They're going to shield up this move and they're going to go ahead and do they bait us here? This is the question. We have to shield. It's going to be the debate. Can we still go for the Meteor Beam? We can still go for the Meteor Beam. And as you're going to see here now, it's going to one-shot the opponent's Charizard. And also we can still get to another charge move here. Aurora's coming in clutch, going to be able to win us this game. After basically losing the lead there, usually you lose lead against a Verizon with this Pokemon. But this is not a losing lead here. It's going to be the Dragonite. And I should have swapped out earlier here. I should have swapped out way earlier into my Trevenant. I was a little bit sluggish there. Could have won. Like, I actually didn't really expect to see a Escavalier, and I didn't expect them to go for this charge move here. Holy hell. Like, I didn't think that this was a thing. But, yeah, like, they were way faster than I expected, most likely because I was just so slow in general. But you can shield up the Drill Run, which of course is not ideal. I expect them that they maybe want to go ahead and maybe shield this move up and try to realign. And they don't do this, but I'm still going to be able to shield again, which is really bad for us, which is really not what I wanted to do. But I will be able to go for one Shadow Ball now against the opponent, hopefully. Please don't farm me down time. Okay, thankfully we're gonna get there. This is really crucial that we get here, because otherwise this Pokemon would have been able to go for another charge move against our Auroras, which would be a superpower, which would one-shot us. But like this, we will be able to go for one Leaf Blade against the opponent's Swampert, going to get the first shield from them as well. As you're going to see now, incoming the Hydro Cannon. They're going to go straight for another charge move here as well, which is going to be another Hydro Cannon. We can still take this one. We can go ahead and go for a Leaf Blade now, before they can reach another one here in time. We will be able, of course, to one-shot the opponent. We can even go for another one against the Dragonite. Show one for Superpower instead, most likely, but this will still knock them out, and we will be able to sweep endgame with Lurantis. Lurantis having access to Superpower and Leaf Blade gives it coverage, like in general, very good coverage, but also a stab charge move, which is one of the strongest charge moves in the game. If you didn't know, Leaf Blade is insanely good. Leaf Blade is a 70 energy move for 70 damage move for 35 energy. Otherwise, it would have been really bad, but like this, it's very, very strong. It's the strongest move that's like solo in terms of energy. 35 energy is, I think, the lowest energy cost for any charge move right now in the game, and like this is a very, very strong charge move, basically. Together with that, you're going to have Superpower, which gives you coverage against those Pokemon like Steel types you usually don't want to face with this Pokemon. It's just amazing. Like, honestly, it's such a fun Pokemon to use. Here we're going to encounter a Steelix, which we're going to be able to knock out with our Auroras. As you see the Blasters coming in, we're going to now have a Trevenant against us, and this is, of course, a horrific matchup here. There's no lot that I can do about this. Was kinda a hard counter so far. They're actually going to shield up my charge move here. That's kinda wild. I'm gonna go for the Seed Bomb, and we have some lag here. Yeah, this was not really ideal there with the lag. Gonna go for another charge move here. Leaf Blade coming through. They're going to let this move go through this time around. Still have to shield this move up, and they're gonna go ahead and go for a Shadow Ball this time around at least. I have to overfarm by quite a bit, and I have to try to catch the move there, and I sadly clicked next to the charge move instead of going for my charge move, which now lost me the game there. I think if I actually got the move off there, maybe I still had a chance there, maybe, just maybe, but I'm not sure about this one. But I think I definitely had a good chance if I actually hit the move there, but I just misclicked. I clicked next to the move instead of on the move, which is bad. So that's on me. We're going to see a Crunch coming through against us, which we're going to shield up. I don't really want to get low in terms of my health here, because you see my backline, Lurantis doesn't want to face this Pokemon, as well as our Trevenant has only resisted charge moves against the opponent. So what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to use my shields. I'm just going to protect my Auroras in this matchup. I can get a ton of energy here, and like energy on Auroras is really good in any scenario, really. So Here we're going to see the opponent going into a Tapu Fini. We have 2 grass types in the back, and we're going to see a Trevenant coming in against us. We're going to go for the safe play, which is just going straight for the Shadow Ball. We can knock them out, but they're going to, of course, shield this move up. But the cool thing here is they kind of have to go for their own Shadow Ball in order to knock me out. Otherwise, we're going to be able to go to our Seed Bomb, or like our Shadow Ball as well, and we will be able to now go ahead, go for the Weather Ball, knock them out here. We can go for the Meteor Beam, hopefully, but nope, they're gonna go for the Surf. But of course, we have our Lurantis in the back. While our fast move, Fury Cutter, going to be resisted here. You see already, we're going to generate energy just so fast. Like, Fury Cutter generates 4 energy per turn, which is really, really good. And wanted moves in general are really, really good in terms of stuff that you can catch, stuff that you can just, like, basically perfectly align your fast moves to the opponent's fast moves. It's just so nice. Here we were able to easily win this game before they even got to a Moonblast. Next opponent, let's take a look at what they're going to run here. We're going to see the next opponent coming through with Auroras against Pidgeot. A very good lead for us, as this is going to be a very positive matchup. We see the Cobalion coming in. Honestly, maybe was a little bit sluggish there still, but I will be able to go ahead and let this move go through. Stone Edge doesn't two-shot me quite yet, but it's going to be close. Shadow Ball coming through now from us, which will get through to the opponent as well. I can go for one Seed Bomb here. This would knock them out most likely. Okay, I'm going to just knock them out straight away. That's going to be fine for me. I will get out mode the Pidgeot here. It's definitely, yeah, it's just not really the best matchup for us. Of course, we can go for the Shadow Ball now. Gonna actually chip them quite a bit, and I actually going to be able to put them kind of into range for my Auroras, but now we're going to see the Tapu Fini coming in. And of course, we're spinning around, going for our Fury Cutter, getting to the Leaf Blade, and gonna two-shot the opponent, which is going to be very nice for us. As the opponent even has to farm up extra there, it's just basically you always outspeed them as well because you just generate energy faster than the opponent. We're nearly at another Leaf Blade already. It's so wild how fast this Pokemon generates energy here. And we can go ahead and go for another Leaf Blade here before the opponent tries to go for a Moonblast. Leaf Blade gonna get shielded again. I expect them to swap out eventually, but they couldn't in time, and now this game is over. Like, a Leaf Blade going to knock them out straight away. We can go for one Weather Ball, but the opponent decides to end this one earlier already. Next opponent, we're going to see an Escavalier in the lead. Horrible lead for us. You see me swapping into my other Pokemon, into my Lurantis. Luckily, we're going to get out the Guzzlord. I don't want to debuff myself here, so I went up to 100 energy. They hopefully going to shield this one, and they are shielding this one, which is amazing for me. They can go for their own charge move right now, but what I can do now is I can go ahead and go for a superpower here. Sadly, the opponent going to knock me out with the next fast move, but we're still going to be able to get them insanely low and get the shield advantage. And the shield advantage in general can be very, very nice for us, especially as we're going to get out the Guzzlord here as well. We will be able to now go ahead, go into our Trevenant, and we see the Giratina coming in. Giratina Origin this time around, which is going to do way more damage with their fast move, but they don't generate energy that fast, allowing us to go ahead and shield up the charge move here from the opponent. Going to be an ominous win there, as we can go ahead and let them shield the next move up as well. We can overfarm now, which is the best part of it, as we know already that the opponent still needs some more fast moves, and I think that counter does not do enough damage to get us into a range where we can get knocked out by them. We should be able to get to the Shadow Ball here, and the Shadow Ball going to do a ton of damage, but does not knock them out. And I should have swapped already, but I'm going to swap now and catch the opponent off guard here. Gonna get to the Weather Ball and knock them out while they had a charge move stored. This was really nice for me. Next opponent, we're going to see a Greedent against us. This is kind of a rare Pokemon nowadays to be seen. Back in the day, Greedent as an XL version was a very common Pokemon to be used because the meta was very well around all those ghost type Pokemon like Giratina and stuff like this. It's still kind of like this, but since 2 seasons ago or something, where Sacred Sword and also the Double Kick basically got added for the Cobalion and Virizion, those 2 Pokemon kind of took over the meta right now, so it's not really as common anymore for those reasons. So yeah, here we're going to see the Scrafty against us, so we're going to go for Power Punch. We can go for Leaf Blades, and we don't really care too much about what the opponent tries to do here, because this Leaf Blade going to put them into farm down range, and now we have all the energy in the world. Lurantis with basically 2 moves stored. Let's see what's coming in. Is this Sylveon? Sadly, we're only going to be able to get 1 move off against the opponent, but at least never mind. We're gonna get 2 moves off here. Lurantis is bulky enough to survive another charge fast move from the opponent, and we're gonna put them into a very decent range here. We can let this next move go through from the opponent as well. It's going to be the Crunch. They're going to not get the debuff, or we can go for another Seed Bomb here in order to try to get some damage onto this Greedent, because you have to kind of try to pressure them a little bit here. Going for our next charge move already, going to be the weather ball again, and I will be able to go ahead and let this next move go through, because they can debuff me with crunch, and they're going to do this, and that's going to be a little bit awkward. And we're going to go for our next charge move here, and hopefully this Sylveon is not in a range yet where it's going to be a little bit tricky to deal with, but we will find out shortly, as we're going to be able to go for another charge move here, going to not knock them out. We're going to get the final shield of the opponent. At this point of time, I have to try to go for a charge. I have to go for the charge move here. Do I? Or do I go for the full farm down? I'm not sure. Like, the opponent has some energy definitely on the green, and I'm gonna go for the full farm down, and I'm gonna get the win with that. Honestly, I should win for the Shadow Ball here. That would have been a little bit more fun, but still, our Trevenant is coming in clutch here. Battle another trainer. This was actually during EUIC, which is kind of funny. But yeah, next opponent, we're going to see the Tapu Fini. Tapu Fini going to be a little bit tricky to play for us, as we're going to get to the Seed Bomb here now. Of course, if they want to stay in here, that's totally fine for me. Do they? They're just going to stay in here. That's kind of funny. We're going to be able to go for a shield, as the opponent gonna go for the Moonblast. Do they swap out now? Do they even want to swap out? I don't know what they want to try to do here. I can overfarm by quite a bit, and I will be able to go for the knockout. Very good for us. Charizard comes in. That's totally cool for us as well. They're gonna go for the Dragon Claw. I think I still survive that from here. Please survive it. I do survive it. And I might be even able to go for a Seed Bomb and a Shadow Ball at the same time. Seed Bomb coming through, gonna get the shield. I don't get to the Shadow Ball, sadly. But does my opponent know about this? My opponent doesn't know about this, and we're gonna get both shields with our Trevenant. This is amazing. We're going to shield up the charge move here against us, of course. Blast Sprint would have completely destroyed us, but we're going to see now Jellicent coming in. We can go for one Leaf Blade here. This is going to do around 50% of the opponent's health, and we're going to be able to go for another one afterwards. And at this point of time, it's not really even that difficult to win this one, I think. I think we're just kind of clear here. You can overfarm by quite a bit. Go for the Leaf Blade, knock them out. And there is not a lot that they can do about this. I actually even undercharged here and only give them a little bit of farm down here, as this will allow me now to go for one superpower and then swap out into my Auroras. This was like a little bit of a fancier play, as now we're going to be able to just knock them out with one Weather Ball, and we were able to give the opponents 0 farm there. Very nicely done for us. Amazing lead for us again. Going to be a better even Say-Sub for us, which is going to be the Swampert, which is purified. So maybe they're running the spicy return version of Swampert. Actually would have been a funny Pokemon to use, but I don't think that actually helps you with anything. Is there any Pokemon that you can hit with that? I don't know. Here you're going to see me letting the moves go through from the opponent, not farming them down. Of course, obvious reason, I don't really want to give the opponent too much farm with the Pidgeot, so that's why I went for that one, and I can only go for one Shadow Ball now, but giving the opponent less farm is kinda nice, as I go for all the fancy plays here right now. Kinda funny, but we're going to see now the Lurantis against Cobalion. This can be a little bit tricky now. I can take one charge move from the opponent. I'm going to take the first one because we can debuff us later on, and I'm just going to go straight for the superpower. This might have been the stupidest play that I've ever done, because it's kind of obvious that the opponent going to shield up the charge moves. So, like, I don't know what I'm trying to do here, to be fair. Especially if they're going to shield up the next one as well. I honestly don't know what I'm doing here right now. I'm going to let the, have to shield this move up here as well. They're gonna go ahead, and I can go at least for another superpower that's gonna put them around like half of their health, but I feel like I just literally just threw the game for no reason at all. So, like, if I just went for the baits there, like, I don't know what I lost there. I actually don't know what I did here, to be fair. But yeah, this is the perfect way to end this video as well. Don't know what I did here. It totally was a winnable game, but yeah, if you just go for the superpower the entire time and debuff yourself, you kinda deserve those losses. But yeah, that's going to be it for the video. Hope you enjoyed it still. If you did, please leave a like. Also, subscribe if you haven't already. You see 2 videos on the screen. Click on them if you're interested, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.